All righty.
All right. Mm-hmm.
You got a question? Welcome to Elvis Fans Matter, and we back to discuss a whole lot of different things and answer a few questions and
Do a
off in the sunset we go ride.
First of all, happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank
Papa's
you.
birthday today.
Yeah.
Billy Wayne.
And thank all of y'all for your birthday wishes and everything.
And
got a
that's what I was going to say. Thanks for all the cards and
Yeah.
presents and everything. I've got a few people I wanted to say thanks to Stuart and Barbara Rollins and for the Tree of Life that they sent. There's one or two little mistakes on there, but it's pretty good, and we appreciate it. And this is from Barbara. I think they said it belonged to her mother,
Okay.
and I think it's it's
pretty.
beautiful. Yes,
That's
really
Le
pretty.
Coq.
Le Coq.
Yeah.
And
Le Poulet.
these are from Carrie Cole, my mugs, and Kathy Poole and Joe Simpson. Joe drew a portrait of Elvis,
Okay.
and I would show it, but I'm getting it framed to go up in our den. It's a real good one. Thank you so much. And I want to say hello to Marie and Mark and Sally Bruce. Thank you for the birthday wishes.
Yeah.
And Pam Strickland, thank you so much. Christy West and Stephen McCarty, loved my present and love both of y'all. And two, because he gets jealous and I have to say it for him, Chris Jocelyn, I still owe you that peanut butter and banana sandwich, and we love you.
Yeah. Hey, Chris.
Chris.
And also to Matthew Hatchett, hang in there.
Oh, Chris, by the way, when you come up, bring lots of money.
Big poker game.
Big poker game. I'm talking about, like pennies and nickels.
And I guess
Oh,
that's all I
Mike.
got right now. Oh, I know. I wanted to say, Monica and Russell, I love the letters. Love the letters.
And getting cards, and I appreciate them.
Yes.
And
I read those letters and I can just see what they're doing. She tells me all about the work they're doing on the house and the grandkids and their trucks. I think those race trucks are more Russell's though. I think he's the big kid
you
there.
think so?
Yeah.
That's all right, Russell. I was that same way.
Was.
Still am, I guess. Okay. Well, I wasn't going to mention that.
All right. We've got a few questions that have come in. And this one says, Billy and Joe, did y'all ever experience a tornado or severe weather living at Graceland? And did y'all ever have to go into the basement for safety?
We were too stupid. We rode it out.
No, never experienced one at all, and hope I never do. Cause,
Oh Lord, it's been horrible here the last week.
I've been really thinking about the people that that this has impacted
So
just
many.
over this past week, and it just
Seems like for the past 3 weeks it's been zoomed in right on us.
Right on us.
Just
Well, Lainey and I, on our way down here, passed a house up on the hill when you're coming on down the highway. I'm not going to say exactly where, but their roof and all their windows were busted out.
yeah,
they had a lot of damage in Tate County.
yeah,
That's
and Strayhorn, yeah.
Well, they're in Tate County, but
Well, I know that. I just
Strayhorn,
mentioned the city,
Crockett,
town.
Coldwater, where we used to live,
Senatobia.
and Senatobia had a lot of
Had a lot of damage. Somebody around here has runs a drone to the different areas and showed over in Tunica at 61, and you can see highway, and then all of a sudden it's nothing but water that just you can't see the road, and if they were to try, it would push them out into the
Oh
river.
my goodness! We saw where they had an earthquake up in Tennessee, but it was right on the Mississippi River, right on the fault that runs, through Memphis and
No, that was
down.
me doing the twist.
You would be the tornado.
The New Madrid Fault
Yeah.
is there, yeah.
Yep. I love rain and thunder and storms,
I do
and
too, but I can't with the.
but I'm scared to death of tornadoes and hurricanes. As my papa used to say, hurricanes.
Hurricanes coming through.
Yeah.
So y'all never had to go to safety or anything?
We
when you
did
were
when we were
crazy?
little. We had storm houses that were dug into the bank of the,
Yeah,
you know.
a hillside. you
Yeah.
know.
We had that over in Coldwater when I was.
Oh yeah,
little,
my daddy built it.
It was made out of
Concrete blocks.
Concrete
When you
block.
think about it, though, now snakes and all kind of. Oh my God!
Oh,
I would just
but back then they, you would rather run up on. I don't know if I had or not.
Well,
Run up on a snake. Than
well,
a
I can get
tornado.
rid of the snake.
I can remember us going into that
Yeah.
storm shelter that he
Yeah.
built though when for tornadoes.
Yeah,
It's
People
still
don't,
there.
uh,
part
it's
of
still
it,
there,
you know.
but
don't believe, or I mean, they believe it, but they don't think about. They say, "Oh, well, you live inland, you don't have anything to worry about." But
We do.
just like there's hurricane season, we have tornado
Yeah.
season, and right now is it.
and it's March and April
Yeah.
every year, and then in August the hurricanes hit
August
in
and September,
Florida.
hurricanes hit on
Come
the
up this
coast,
way.
but we get the aftermath
Yeah, we do.
of it. So.
We have crazy weather. It could be 32 or 17 today, and tomorrow maybe 75. It's
Yeah,
just it's crazy.
They would, they would have some, tornado warnings and a lot of, thunderstorms at Graceland and
Yeah,
just, Graceland, where it's built and all, it was just, didn't worry about it too much, and all, but I
no,
guess.
because he
if,
had that basement, downstairs,
Yeah,
was
we could have went down
down
there naturally.
really kind of underground.
It is.
But did you ever?
The pool
Did you
room.
go or?
No, I don't think we
Any
ever
that you
went,
remember?
No. And he has a big generator that
yeah.
he never lost power. They always had power, but
But we did have,
we had
some
storms.
up there,
Yeah.
Did Billy and Joe go to meet the Beatles on Perugia Way?
Yeah, we were
what
there.
What was your opinion of them? And how did they act or talk?
That was the sorriest. bunch
They
of-
were.
no, they were really nice.
Actually, we lived with Elvis on
Yeah,
Perugia Way
Perugia Way
at
when
the
they
time
came,
when
yeah.
they came.
And they were all really, really nice.
They were. Every one of them was really nice. That's before their manager,
Brian
Oh,
Epstein.
Brian.
before he died.
Yeah.
Did he drown? I think he drowned, or was that?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
To be honest with you, I can't
But
remember.
we met them, and they looked just like they look, on TV.
On TV,
or
that's so funny.
they looked
Yeah.
the same and sound the same, and they were just
Easy to talk to.
easy to
you
talk
know.
to.
And,
Really nice
Yeah.
guys.
I played pool with Ringo.
Yeah.
Different people was doing different things,
Yeah.
So they all seemed to. Well, like I say, they were real easy to talk to and a lot of fun,
They
joking
were.
and carrying on just like we did. So.
I know
It
Elvis
was,
had this table that flipped. It was in disguise.
Well, it was a
Roulette table.
roulette table,
Eh,
right? And
But it
it was a dice table on top.
Yeah,
and a roulette
dice.
table
Yeah,
on-
and they played that for a while. Joe
Yeah.
Esposito cooked that up.
When Elvis first bought Graceland, did your mama and daddy live there, or did they ever live there? And where did they live?
Actually, I think I've told this before, but I don't mind telling it again because it was such a thrill. It was just my daddy had started working for Elvis on Audubon Drive, as a security guard, and of course when we when he bought Graceland, we moved there first.
Okay.
The reason being is, at that time, Elvis, Aunt Gladys, and Uncle Vernon were all out in California, and he was making Loving You. And so Daddy was, there, and we lived in the house out back, and where Graceland goes up, and it's got a little section off to the left, looks kind of like a L, backward L. And
The famous bulldoze house.
yeah,
That's where they lived. It was a big old house.
We lived there. It was a good size,
It was a big house.
3-bedroom home, with den, living room, and all that. It was a fairly good sized house. And of course, they had a whole lot going on at the same time. Mm-hmm. They were having the stone fence put up and the wood fence that joined it, and they got different workers all over. And Mr. Nichols, and he was overseeing the garden part of it, and they were making landscaping and all that, and so there was so much going on, that they had Daddy there for security and all, and to help kind of help them out if there's anything they needed or anything, and different things. And Mr. Gold, he was doing the inside. All the interior in Graceland was being was being taken care of by him. He was doing the interior decoration. So there was just so much going on, that they had to have somebody there.
Yeah.
And we were there, from April probably to till they got back. It probably was in the middle of June or early July before they came back to, and of course everything was pretty much completed by then.
That was the first Christmas that was coming up that they had there. Christmas at Graceland was like,
It was beautiful. It really was. But believe me, it was exciting, and of course, I couldn't believe it. To see, to me, that was
bigger
almost like looking at the looking at the White House, and big old pillows and all that. Just for a 14-year-old boy, that was a sight to see. And of course, I always went through there with muddy shoes on and stuff like that. No, I'm just kidding.
He's referring to the
movie. Yeah,
Elvis.
No, ridiculous. No. I know I was a little bit country, but I wasn't just downright stupid.
I remember the first time I went up there. My God, I had never seen anything like that in my life. It was like being in Wonderland or something.
Seen a lot of changes to Graceland too, over the years and all. Back in the downstairs was altogether different. It was in kind of a brownish color, and the pool room originally was like a little game room. He had different games that was in there, and of course he had 3 TVs put in, which was he could watch all 3 channels at one time because there was 3 channels in Memphis, and that's all.
That's it.
And the yellow and all that was not.
No. Back in it was kind of
the lightning bolt and all that was not.
Brownish couches and more of a brown color. And actually, that's where he first kept his gold records. That he got. They were on the wall, and above that they had a screen that come down, and the projection room was right next to the soda fountain. And you opened a little door, and you had
Was it behind the bar? I remember going up there.
It was on the side of the bar.
Okay, yeah.
We'll call it the bar. I called it.
You called it the fountain, but
with the fountain, anyway, but they had a camera in there, and he could show movies and stuff on it. So
I remember going up there with you one time when we were going together, and you were sorting records, albums, because he had a record player and everything down there too.
Oh yes, gosh, yeah.
Listen to music.
The sound system, it was really good, and all of them were, just all together.
That's where I met him the first time.
He wanted to put them kind of in alphabetical order, and after A's, lost. So I didn't know what to do. No, so he, asked me.
Jethro did.
I graduated in 6th grade. But anyway, I sorted them out and put them in order, and had these little dividers and all, and set them up for him. He could find something real easy. If he
Of course,
needed
when
it.
he went through them the next time, you had to
I had to
sort them
redo it.
out
Oh
again.
yeah, naturally.
Because he didn't sort out. He just
He wasn't gonna put them back now. That's what he had ours for. So,
yeah, that's what I got you for.
Was Elvis mechanically inclined or able to work on any of the vehicles or anything? Or
Well, a little bit, like a battery. No, I'm talking about, when he was
Simple
like a
thing.
teenager.
Oh, yeah.
And when he first started traveling on the road, like a battery or something like that, a fan belt that
Right.
might have come off. He knew a little bit about that, but no, he was not.
Like he told Lisa that time, she wanted him to fix her golf cart. She had a flat on her golf cart. And she said, "Daddy, will you fix my tire?" And he said, "Lisa, Daddy's rich. Daddy don't do things like that."
pays people.
But it was not a
Right.
mean
No,
thing.
just the way he
That's just him. He was
Right.
funny.
Daddy's rich, and I
don't do
just
things.
have people do it for me. So you have to get Earl and them, and they'll do it for you. So they got Uncle. Well, he wasn't my uncle, but everybody called him
Remember that
Uncle.
time? She said, "Does everybody in the world know you?" And he said, "Pretty much."
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, do they know
Know
me
me?
like that?" He said, "Well, yeah, but they know me more than they know you, but they know you."